Welcome to Steve Winwood Classic. We'll be touching on the guitar part. Although this song primarily has mandolin, it does have a guitar underneath there and it sounds great. So we'll do the mandolin too. For this first part of it, I'll also touch, if you don't have a mandolin, the scale, which you can play along on the guitar, which sounds great. So if you have a mandolin, we'll do that, and if you don't, we'll teach you some of the scales. So to start the song out with, what we do for the intro is there's 4 sets of D to G. So you're going to count 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you do 4 of those. Then you do another, you do a set of D, G, and then D, A, sus 4. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to leave this ring finger as a pivot point. So we're going from this D to this G, back to D, and then the A sus 4. To play that, we're keeping that finger on the 2nd string at the 3rd fret, and we're moving our first finger up to the 4th string at the 2nd fret. Okay, so that's a very common chord in this song. So during the verse, we're doing the D, G, and the D to A sus 4. So that's basically the whole verse. And you can kind of strum through that part. Again, there's mostly mandolin in there, but if you don't have the mandolin, go ahead and strum when you're in the verse. That's pretty much the verse. For the chorus, during the chorus, he's using a walk up to the G from a D. So what we're going to do is our D, and we're going to leave this finger here on the 2nd string at the 3rd fret, and you're going to add your 1st and middle finger on the 5th and 4th string 2nd fret. So we have E minor 7. Then we're going to change these 2 fingers. We're going to take the 1st to the 6th string at the 2nd fret, and we're going to move our middle finger to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. We can let that E ring if you want. Okay, and then we go to our G, and I sometimes leave that E open. That's fine. It sounds good either way. So we have this so far. That's our walk up to G, and then we go back to a D, close the door, and then we're going to go to our A sus 4, back to D, and then he's going to hold on a D sus 4. So we're going to put our small finger down onto the 1st string at the 3rd fret. So then we repeat the first half of the chorus. This time at the end, we're just going to do our sus 4 back to D. Okay, so that gets us back out of the chorus. Then he goes into the kind of the little reggae break, and for that we're doing G, D, and then A, D. So we start out, and you can kind of strum down once and then mute, and then strum up, and then D. That gives you kind of that funky. You want to pause between each strum, even if you're down strumming. Okay, A, even D. So just pause between each strum, whether you're strumming up or down. I tend to strum it up, but if you have difficulty, down is fine too. That's what I was just doing there. So for the second half of this, we go back to our G and D. And then he comes in with Back in the High Life again. What I do is we're back to a D, back in, and when he says the, I'm doing a D sus 2, then a D high. When he goes life, I go all the way up on the 2nd string and I strike the 4 strings, 4 through 1, but I'm only holding on the 2nd string at the 5th fret. So we have this. Then we're back to D. So it's kind of hard to show slow, but here's how it should sound. So there's 2 strums on the D at the end. Bridge in the song after the second chorus where he sings back in the high life again, where we do that D sus2. So for that part, if you want to do the D, then walk up to the F sharp over D, then G, so you have this. Then it's F to B flat. Okay, and then he's going to do F, then A over F, and then B flat. So the way I do that is I do my F without barring it. I'm playing with my ring finger on this. Then I move this position to kind of like a C, which is your F, but I've got the A open now. So I'm using these 2 fingers on the 5th and 4th string. Then I just use my ring on the 4th. So this. And then B flat. Then B flat once to C. Then they go up on the mandolin. So to make it sound good, you can go to this D, E, G. Okay. Then your F, B flat. Now you're going to do your F, A over F, B flat, and then B flat, C, and then you're back into the regular verse. Okay. Those are little nuances you can add to it if it sounds good to you. If it's too difficult, again, just do your D. That sounds fine. So play around with it and make the song yours. Basically, that's it. The last part, there's a little coda where he's going out and the mandolin's playing a solo, and it's pretty much D to G. It's all muted, so play along with it. You can throw an A sus4 in there, or an A if you want. And that's the song. So the scale I'll touch on here. If you want, we can play the, it's a D major. So I found the D major scale at the 9th position sounds best if you want to do the mandolin parts. That's the first little lick. He just does a hammer-on from 9 to 10. But let me talk you through the scale. We're going to go 9, 10, 12 first string. You can use the 10, 12 on the 2nd string. The 3rd string, we're going to go 10, 11, 12. Same thing on the 4. 5th string, we're going to go 9, 10, 12. And then same thing on the 12 if you go up there. I don't, but again, because we're doing mandolin and there's only 4 strings. So those kind of licks get you real close to sounding like a mandolin. So I hope that helps everyone, and we'll do the mandolin next.